Live, everybody. How are you doing today? It is Wednesday here in sunny California. It's a beautiful day. I'm so glad to have you here with me. We are kicking some butt today. Last night, let me uh let me fix the lens. I feel like my lens is a little funky. Let me just wipe that off nice and clean. Like, okay. Um, Is that better? I don't know if it's better. I think it is. Wednesday. Let's see. Today's Wednesday. So yesterday, Tuesday, we finished this page. Remember this? So we finished this um, on Monday, I think. And then yesterday, I started this and I finished this last night. And so this is done. So I'm actually turned out okay. There's a couple little spots I got to fix. But you know what? Generally speaking, what do I say? You did it. It's good enough. It's ready to move on. Okay. And then when I digitally paint it, do the other parts, I'm sure I'll go back and maybe touch some things up. But for now, this is sufficient. So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna work on this bad boy. So we're just gonna ink today. I already did some warm up. Already started inking a little bit before we started the channel. So we're just gonna like start banging through this, and hopefully it'll be fun. Hopefully it'll be as fun for you as it is for me. Okay, I don't really need this. Let me move this out of the way. I listened to records all day today, and it was so fun. I really had a good time doing that. And so today was my record day, so I listened to a lot of records. Okay, sorry, the camera's still a little bit goofy, but that's what it is. Tonight we're gonna listen to all digital stuff, so it makes it a little easier because I'm not having to get up and change records and stuff like that. So let's get this going and let's go. So we're using two things. We're using these Pentel stylos, which I really like a lot, and we're also using the G-nib. So that's what we're doing. And let me move the chat box so I can see you guys talking to me. Otherwise, I'll just be off and I'll be in the zone here without what's going down. So let me pop that out. Okay. Now I see the chat a little bit at least. Okay. Okay, so let's just make some frickin' comics, right? Sometimes you wonder, why do you do this? Why do you spend so much time working on something that no one really cares about? No one really reads comics anymore. Well, I don't know why. Do it because I'm a dummy. I like it. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this ink. I guess this is fine. Okay. Okie dokie. I see someone that jumped in. How you doing, brother or sister? See a lovely person coming in and being a part of our little crew here. Working on inking today this page. This is page 96 for a graphic novel called Shangri-La, which is a crime story in the 80s in the South. And it's also a kind of a coming of age story of a boy and his mom, and kind of get together, and hijinks will ensue, as we'll see in a minute. Actually, we can just go ahead and do this whole line here. I'm a fan of these like isometric little panels. I'm not necessarily good at them at all. I would like to be good at it, which means I just need to spend a lot more time on it. But I do like the look of them when they're all done. It's kind of cool. I used to play, a lot of video games as a kid, and there was all these cool games where it's like you get to see, the characters and stuff from the top view, kind of the bird's eye view. I always thought that was kind of cool. These craft fairs are kind of cool. They're like kind of like a swap meet, I guess. Kind of swap meet-ish. Although swap meets are usually like used stuff, and craft fairs are like handcrafted like items. It's a little different. Okay, I'm gonna take the glasses off. I'm getting serious when I'm doing that. Okay. Let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna use this I'll use this for something else. I'm gonna jump over here just for a second. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stick on this panel. Let's just stick on this panel and just like finish this guy. I just want to finish this whole scene so I can color and do other things. I want to really start working on Boaz, do something a little bit more fun and experimental. So I do want to get this thing done shortly. It just takes a while, as you can imagine, doing comics. It's not quick. That's for sure. Okay, we're out. Let me move over here. Let's get that ruler again. I want to just line this up really good here. How you doing, man? I see someone rolling in with this. What's going down, brother? I am, or sister. I'm inking this comic called Shangri-La. It is a story set in Arkansas in the 80s. Kind of a father and son. They bounced out. They're like, hey man, I don't care. What? Comic books? I'm out of here. What? Comic books? What are you talking about? What's going on here? So what's it all about? I don't care. I got this anyway, so. Hey, what's up? Sorry, I didn't see your chat. I was like in the zone here. Say hi to you. How are you, Melchi? Melchi! How are you, sir? Sorry. You were saying hi potentially, but I have my glasses off and my head is looking here. And so I have to look up that way to the camera or to the screen. So sorry, I didn't say hi to you. How are you, my friend? Hope you're well. Good, brother. Where are you coming in from, caller? We'll make this like a radio show. Caller, we got a caller coming in. Where are you coming in from? Are you coming in from California or the West Coast, East Coast? You coming from Russia or Israel? Where are you coming from? Um, I'm doing great. It's Wednesday. I have 2 more days of my day job, and so we're just gonna keep plugging along here in the evenings, making this freaking comic book about the American South. Yeah, dude, this is called Shangri-La. You can see it on my Patreon link there in the description. But it is a 1980s crime story about a boy and his mother and the dad, who's a bad guy. And it's kind of about the life of the 80s and of a trailer park and poverty and divorce and all that kind of stuff. And so it's my book. So this is page 90 something. On the Patreon, you can get all the pages. The whole story's finished, but I'm just inking a little bit here. And so this is a scene where the mother and son go to what's called a craft fair, like where they go and it's kind of like a little county fair, kind of. It's kind of like a swap meet. And so they go to this little fair, little craft fair to kind of like check stuff out. And these are all booths that you'd go and you wander around, and it's kind of fun. I wanted to show a scene like this because I used to live in the South, and so this was something we used to always do. Me and my mama, we used to go to craft fairs and check out the art and stuff. And so, I mean, she still does craft fairs. She's kind of crazy like that. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, it's definitely a look into another world if you've never been to the South. Where are you from? Yeah, I'm the writer and the artist. That's correct. Yeah, I'm doing the whole caboodle. I've written a couple of westerns. I did Western comics, and I got some other comics that are working on now as a writer as well. So I do both. Probably potentially a better writer than artist, but I'm trying my best to bang this out, make it decent. So some of it's taken from my own life, a little bit of autobiography there, and then some fictional stuff, of course. But yeah. What about you? Where are you from? You're from Peru. Ándale, señor Perú. Yo conozco muchos peruanos. Yo viví en Venezuela, Caracas, por 2 años. Y es ahí donde yo aprendí español. Y entonces yo viví ahí en Valencia y Caracas y Maracay por 2 años. Y ahorita vivo aquí en California. So yeah, I speak a little bit of both. I don't speak nearly as much as I used to speak Spanish, but I had some good Peruvian friends when I lived in Venezuela. The Peruvian people seemed like really good, humble people. They weren't jerks. I'm American. I'm not de Venezuela. He's. I'm sorry. ¿Conoces Reggie Quintero? No, I don't know him. No. When I got into comics, I was back in the States. So when I was back in the States, it was too late for me to like meet, Venezuelan artists. I wish I would have though. I really wish I would have. That would have been really good. I'll have to look him up though. Que yo no conozco. Yeah, well, because ya aprendí ahí, entonces yo aprendí cómo hablar español ahí en Caracas. Entonces, por eso tengo como más acento de allí, de como de aquí, de mexicano. Mi familia son de Culiacán, México, pero no aprendí aquí con ellos, yo aprendí allá en Caracas. Entonces, es por eso tengo como acento más de allí. Y tengo muchos compañeros bueno, tengo uno de Perú y de Colombia. Conozco muchos de esas partes de Sudamérica. Um, so yeah, that's my kind of like my Spanish deal. But I love I love Latin culture, and I would love to go back and live there. My wife wouldn't do it, but I would love to. Um, and I think when people think of me, they don't really think of like Latino comic book creator, which is kind of a shame because I am one, but I don't really necessarily like identify myself all the time and like try to do all the Latin stuff. I just try to like be myself, you know? I'm not trying to join any group necessarily. I'm just trying to do my work. Um, but yeah, it's good that you're kicking back. So wait a minute. Yeah, you're a better artist, huh? Yeah. I think I'm definitely a better writer, but it just takes a lot of time to draw, man. It takes a long time to draw. Um, so tell me, like, what time is it over there? Or if you're in Peru, are you like, so here, what time is it? It's 9 p.m. Is it, I don't know what the time zone is over there in the Lima time zone. Is it really late? They are the brains after every story. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, agreed. I mean, if your story is not good, just forget about it. Like, you gotta have a story. You gotta have a story. It doesn't matter how cool it looks. You know, I've got tons of books on my shelf of stories that the art is great, but the story is just atrocious. So you really got, I mean, if you want something memorable, you gotta have a story, dude. That's just the way that's good. You know, so the writer, it all starts with the writer. It's like a film, you know, it all starts with a script. It all starts with an idea, and then you figure out how to execute it, you know? It's midnight. Andale. Oh, you're 3 hours. So you're East Coast. I mean, for us, it'd be called, it's called East Coast. But wait a minute. That doesn't make sense, does it? Are you that far east? Because I thought that Venezuela was the same as New York, which is, you know, Florida, you know, and I thought that's all 3 hours away. So maybe they're farther than 3 hours. Because Venezuela is more east than Peru. Huh. That's surprising me. But I don't know. It's kind of hard. I have to look at the map. I'd have to look at the world map again and kind of figure it out, I guess. I believe you, though. I'm not calling you a liar. So what are some of your favorite comics? Are you since you're here with me today and we're chatting here, give me some of your favorite comic books, maybe your favorite writers and artists. What really gets you excited about drawing comics since you do a lot of drawing? Comic bot. Oh, dude, that Flintstones was good. Yes. By DC Comics? Oh my gosh, I just read that myself. Like, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Yeah, I was really impressed. I might have even talked about it on my channel here, on this channel. If you haven't subscribed, check it out. I would definitely subscribe and check out all the videos I do. I do a lot of like views and reviews and things like that, and in-depth kind of analysis. But yeah, I thought the Flintstones book was really good. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah, satirical. There's a commentary on everything. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I think you'll dig it. I think you'll dig the channel. Just we got a lot of stuff's going on. It's not really about me drawing. This is just nighttime, after hours, after dark type thing. The channel is almost all like analysis of comics and reviews and stuff like that. So that's what it's about. This is just kind of extra I do for people who want to kind of like hang out and stuff while I draw. I just like draw. People come by and chit chat. But yeah, I thought the Flintstone was really good. I actually want to get his other work. The writer, I can't remember his name right now, but I liked it enough to say that I want to get more of his stuff for sure. Really impressed. Yeah. Yeah, Google it for me real quick while I'm doing this. Put a little bit of grass here in the... Like, this is really long. Okay, we're getting there. I'm trying to decide how many people to put in here. I don't want it to be too crowded, but I also want it to make it look like it's kind of happening. Mark Russell, that's what it is. Thank you, Melchi. Thank you, Melchi. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he was good, man. So do you get it down there in, porque tú hablas los dos, inglés y español. Do you get it in English, which is maybe easier, or do you have to wait for the translations? I would assume, when I was in Venezuela, I didn't get to go to many comic shops, but I would assume it takes so much longer from the translate and everything, you get kind of behind a bit. Do you have to, since you speak English, do you just order English ones? Yeah, that's good. That's good for you. I mean, it'd be better, of course, if everything was in Spanish, and they translated more books, but it's good that you can read English. It'll help you in so many things. That's cool. And plus you can read like maybe some of the European stuff that gets translated in English, but never in Spanish. Like are the Mobius stuff in Spanish? They must be. Like Inkall and Blueberry, some of that stuff's got to be in Spanish, but I don't know. But there's like Italian artists and stuff that might only be in English or Italian, so it'd be nice to know both. That's good that you know that. Yeah, heavy metal. Yeah, you know those. Yeah. Well, in my channel, I go through those heavy metal magazines. So if you like those, if you like that kind of that stuff, definitely check out the heavy metal episodes. They're one of the most popular ones on the channel, for sure. Everyone loves those because they're so freaking good. That's the reason. Like heavy metal, man. My gosh. And even today, it's not bad. It's not as good as it was in the 70s and 80s, but the new issues they're pretty good. There's some good stuff in there. Some good stuff. I can't dog out heavy metal. Oh yeah. Yeah, they are expensive, dude. I get it, and I assume that in Peru everything's like even more expensive, just like importing everything is probably a big pain in the butt. Yeah, well, because they were magazine format, because they were magazine and they weren't comic books, they were able to get away with having that nudity because it wasn't considered a comic book; it was considered a magazine. So they could go the route of, say, something like Mad Magazine, and even Playboy was able to get away with stuff. So that was the trick, was they were able to get away with it because it's a magazine format. They didn't have the comic book code, that we have now or had just until recently. So that kind of really helped them out as far as that goes. Yeah, if they had the code, if they had to deal with that, it just wouldn't be the same. And I'm not saying you got to show titties all the time, but for those stories, the big draw was that it was, you know, different. Yeah. Yes, most all those guys were European. They did bring a couple Americans in, like Richard Corbin, right, who was from the Midwest. But most of all those guys were Italian and French, and French and Italian were the big ones, and then maybe a couple Spaniards and British later on. But yeah, it was pretty much dominated by the Italians and French. Um, it's just they had a different sensibility and stuff. Great stuff, though. Really great. I mean, inspired so many people. You look at movies like Aliens and stuff that Ridley Scott did with Blade Runner. All those Hollywood movies and from the 80s and stuff were inspired by heavy metal because those guys all read that and they all kind of saw those artists and you know. So it really made an impact on pop culture and the creative people making stuff here were inspired for sure, without a doubt, no doubt on that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, that's another thing too. Is they painted. They were able to kind of like spend the time because instead of pumping out 24 pages, they did 8-page story, right? Or at least a part, right? They did like 8 pages apart for that issue, and so because of that, they were really able to focus and get more detail and do kind of some really cool illustration techniques that normally you don't get to do because you just ain't got the freaking time for it. So it was really cool of that to be able to kind of like do some really fun new art styles and painting, you know. And that caught on. I mean, you got people like Sienkiewicz and people who wound up doing a lot of painted work too later on. But heavy metal's kind of one of the first ones really to do that stuff, really, to be honest. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. As they say, it's a thing. Yeah, for sure. Okay, we're gonna put a couple more little branches in here. Okay, now I gotta do this little like bit, and then I think this little section is done, and then we'll move on to the second half of this page, which is kind of a 2-panel page here. Let me think about this for a second. I guess this works. That works, I guess. Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, that's great. And I think your stories, they don't have to be like big scripts. They could just be like some bullet points and some outlines and just kind of like get some ideas going so that you can kind of like come up with your own like story, right? It could be autobiographical, or it could just be, story that is meaningful to you somehow, that's worthy of doing. Every time I'm doing a comic, I think like, wow, does this story worth the months of art I got to do, the hundreds of hours? Because that's what it always comes down to is it worth it? And if it's not worth it, then come up with a different story. But don't spend, don't throw away good money, so to speak, after bad. Like, don't spend energy on something that really isn't going to be worth it. And that could it doesn't have to be commercially worth it. It could just be, as long as it's worth it for you. So I think that's exciting that you're kind of doing some writing and creative stuff. I love this kind of stuff. I love talking to people and chatting about creative projects. I'm helping someone here who watches the channel actually has hired me to be their editor, and we kind of meet once a month for an hour, and we talk about their book and get some ideas and kind of help them through the process. So I really enjoy kind of like seeing people make something fun, make something exciting for them and special for them. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is like being happy, doing something that you love. It's hard to do. It's hard to find something you love. She's from Paris. Her name's Adriana, and she just like emailed me out of nowhere. She watches the channel, and she just like emailed me and said, "Hey, I'm working on this comic. Would you mind meeting with me over the Skype or Zoom or something, and I can show you my work?" And I was like, "Sure, of course. I'd be happy to do that." And so we've started meeting, and I just charge her like $50 to like meet with her, and which is pretty cheap, and we just kind of like chat, and we go through it and edit it and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a good way. I think we need to put some more people. So let me think about it for a second. Well, let me just put a couple. I don't need to put a lot. Let me just put a couple. That might be good enough. We could always put some more digitally, I guess. Yeah, there is some definite formatting considerations when you're doing a comic book. You know, it's similar to a script in some ways, in that there's shots. You know, you could think of them as like shots and stuff. But with a comic book, you have a couple of different ways of conveying your information. You have your construction of your full page, right? Which is like, if I pull this out there, right? This is the full page, right? But it's got two panels. So you got to think of the composition of this panel, the composition of this panel, and then if they work together. You know, for instance, I did this one last night, right? So I got to come up with the script that says, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. And then I describe what's happening in each panel and the position of them, right? This is a long, this is a tight end, then it zooms out into here, and you know, and so there's a way of like writing this out. So it is a different kind of art form, at least format wise. There's rules and there's syntax and all those kind of things that you would expect in a medium. That you have to kind of like consider. So yeah, for sure. I feel like this is really dark. I don't know why. Give me a second. It's not dark at all from my end, but when I look at the camera, I feel like it's dark. I just don't know why this is light. I got the power of the sun over here. Gosh. Yeah, that's as far as that's go. That's not getting any closer. Oh, let me see here. Damn it. I don't like the way that sun comes down like that. The light comes down right here. You know what I could do? What if I did this? What if I just scooted my butt over here? It's okay to you? Okay, well, if you think it's okay, maybe I won't screw around with it. It's probably the best thing to do, huh? Start breaking it. Okay. Okay, let's do this guy. You know what I could do? I could flip the camera around. What if I were to do this? I might screw this whole thing up. What if I like that? No, it won't work. The YouTube is not liking that idea. Okay. You'll go back. I was trying to be fancy there for a second. Okay. It is what it is. Okay. Okay, so, well, let me fix this. I got a couple little, like, spots here. Let me fix with my whiteout, and then we'll get into this next panel that I got to do. Actually, yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, for sure. And it does have some definite cinematic elements to it. I won't deny that at all. It does have cinematic elements, and there is some elements that are homologous to film. And all good literature, it should have some clear meaning and subtext and connection to other parts of the story. So yeah, that's true. This is a little bit more boring now, just like doing these little polls and such, but it's got to be done. Okay, we're getting there. Feeling confident. The dream would be a comic book artist as a child. Now I'm so lazy to draw hundreds of panels and props. Seems like writing is a little more easier for me. Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, it's. I want to say it's less labor intensive, and maybe that's being unfair, but I feel like it is. I feel like it's just the nature of the damn beast. You could write 50 pages and only draw 4, in the same amount of time. And so there's just a level of output that you can do with writing that you just can't do with art. So, yeah. That's why all these guys who used to draw comics now just write comics. Brian Michael Bendis used to be an artist. He drew those first 3-4 comics he came out with. He drew those. And then he said, screw that. I'm going to just write these things. And now he spends all his time writing. But that's what you do. You know. The problem with this pen here, the stylos, I like them a lot. I like the nib. I like its flexi nib and everything. The problem is that they're not dark. And when I erase the pencils off this, it's going to erase some of the ink, which is annoying. That's the problem with them. They're really better not to be used like this where I'm using under pencil. They're best to use, but just be used like straight on white paper that has no thing on there. Okay. But you can also write a short story of 100 words and create a whole world. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, digital coloring. I did my book Pariah, Missouri, all watercolor because I wanted it watercolored. But this book is all digital colored. And I'm not ready to say one is better than the other necessarily. But definitely digital has the capacity to make it quicker. It's not a guarantee it's quicker, but generally speaking, it's a little quicker. But when I'm watercoloring, I can go pretty damn fast. I'm actually faster watercoloring. But that's just because I do it so much. Once you mess on watercolor, don't turn it back. Yeah, that's right. Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's you're kind of stuck for sure. You have to commit. There's a couple tricks you can try to do to like recover it, but basically you're screwed. You mess it up, you're done. So you got to be able to hang with that. So that line's a little thicker than I wanted it to be, actually, but it's okay. It's a little thicker. Okay. Is this stuff dry yet? Probably not. I'm gonna flip it over here for a sec. Did that work? Yeah, that worked. It's kind of hard to see with this damn camera in my freaking face. I'm gonna have to, but I'll just try to just manage here. I should be using my rapidograph for this, but I don't feel like getting it out, so. Question: doesn't it bother you that all the work and love you put into details wouldn't be noticed? But I say, oh, dude, don't get me started. Why am I doing this freaking curtain, right? Well, here's my hypothesis about that. Because yes, you're right. It's like you're putting 20 minutes on this damn curtain, and no one gives a crap. They're just gonna read the words, and that's it. Here's my argument, and I'm saying this to myself as well as you. Maybe putting all this little details and crap like that doesn't hit them consciously. They don't consciously say, oh, wow, that's a cool curtain. But subconsciously, they're seeing this. They're seeing all this, and they're saying, wow, that's pretty good. Do you know what I mean? And so, yeah, they're not noticing it, but it's registering in their brain. And in their brain, it says, oh, this guy's a good artist, or I like this art. And then if they think a little harder, they'll know why. They're like, oh, I like it because he puts all this detail, and blah, blah, blah. and it looks real or whatever. But you're right. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, that's great stuff right there. But I do think it does help. I think at the end of the day, it does help you present the work, and people will say like, oh, okay, I like it. They might just not, it might not be that super clear right off the bat. That's what I'm saying to myself, at least. Because if not, F it. I'll do stick figures and I'll tell my story that way, right? I don't need to do all this. And the other reason is I'm doing it because I like it, right? It's like, well, you know, you're doing this because you think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's just, that's all it is, really. It's just putting a little bit more reality and stuff. Okay, I need to switch pins because I'm going to go into here and I need to switch into something a little, well, hang on. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just do this, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay, I'll just come in here. Okay, actually, no, I'm gonna do the outline of him, and then I'm gonna go in. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. The subconscious level. I think subconsciously, they see it, and it affects their decision if they like it or not. And some of those who are really into comics will see it on a more conscious level. They'll pick it out. But those that don't, it's like people who just are untrained, just they say, I like it. I don't know why I like it, but I like it, It's like TV shows or movies or whatever. People would just say, oh, that's really cool. I like it. And you might be like, well, why do you like it? I don't really know, but I just really think it's cool. And so it's just that they just don't know. They just don't know how to express it. That's my hypothesis. Mind you, I'm just some guy on YouTube, right? So don't quote me on any of this. I'm just a dummy. I'm just a dummy, like everybody else. Oh, we got somebody else to join us here. We got number 3, lucky number 3. Welcome, whoever you are, stranger. Welcome to our portal of comic talking shop, making freaking comic books. A dead medium, as some would say. I don't think it's dead, but I'm sitting here making them, so what do I know? Okay. Let me switch up my camera here. What time is it? It is 10 o'clock, almost 10. We're going to keep... Okay. Let's see here. Where were we? Oh, yeah, we're doing her little tush now. Okay, we got a third person, but I need you to say something to us. So unless you're on your phone and you're like in bed and you don't want to wake up your wife or something like that, or your girlfriend or whatever, we're gonna need you to type in what's your name, what's your business doing here with us, okay? Give us the 411 because me and Medici are waiting for you, okay? We have operators standing by on our late night table talk here. And I see you. That's the thing, is you guys can't hide. Now there's 4 people here. So there's me, Melchi, and 2 others. So I see you guys. I sense your presence. So don't freaking wuss out on me. You best talk, okay? Or you could just say screw off. I ain't talking. Don't be shy, dude. Yeah, see, even Melchi from freaking Peru is breaking it down from you. He's from freaking Lima. He's freaking breaking this down. Actually, I don't know if you're from Lima or not, but we'll just say you are, just for the sake that these people probably don't know much of their geography. You know. Americans are horrible about other countries and learning stuff. We're just, generally speaking, that is. I'm sure everyone here is quite wonderful, but generally speaking, dude, we're not the best at learning culture and stuff. That's why I'm a big fan of people going to other countries and living there. Like I lived in Caracas for 2 years. You gotta go to experience it, to understand it. And when you do that, you have an appreciation for everything. You really do. Not to get all sappy on you, but you do. Okay. Oh, they left. Both those guys left. They're like, screw you, dude. We're out of here. Don't be shaming us. It's okay. They all can't be cool like us, you know? Sometimes people just want to come and lurk, you know? And I get it, I guess. It's like, yeah, they just want to come and just freaking watch us for a little bit and then just like bounce out. They don't want to interact. They don't come here to interact, you know? Some people are like that. Other people like me get bored if they don't like are a part of it somehow. So it's like some people want interaction, some people don't. I respect both. It's like whatever. Okay. I don't know if this is working or not, but we're trying, damn it. We're trying. Okay, are we out of my music? What happened? Nope, we're still going. Okay. We were talking for a while. Oh, you don't know my name? Oh, man. My name is Andres. Andres Salazar. That's my name. If you go on the little description here, and it says like my Patreon is called Andres J. Salazar. That's my name. So Andres is my name, dude. Andres. I'll even type it here so people can see it. Andres. I'm on Facebook. Well, you'll see my links and stuff. Andres Salazar. There we go. That's a Latino name for you. Nice to meet you, Andres. Yeah, nice to meet you, Melchi. Do you go by Melchi, or what do you go by? Is that kind of your given name? Is that what you, or is it like a, what? Okay. Oh, that's your nick. Your name is Harold. Wait. Harold? No, Harold. Herod. I'm gonna have to call you Melchi. I'm gonna have to hear. I need to hear you say it because I'm so bad with names. I'm just like, oh. So. You don't care? Okay, cool. Pronounce it however you like. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Melchi. We'll call you Melchi, dude. Appreciate you being a little generous for him. Generous with me. Because I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. Let me tell you, in Venezuela, there's some crazy ass names in Venezuela. Oh my gosh. I met girls named well, let me think. Oh gosh. Oh shit. It was like not Sochil. Sochil's like a nice. That's like. Let me think of some names. Oh, it's been so long. I'd have to. I can't think of them right now. I'd have to think of them. But oh my gosh, it's just crazy names. Crazy names. These people in Venezuela. They're like, and it's like, it's almost like English names, but just said wrong or spoken with like a Mexican or not Mexican, but like a Spanish accent or something. It's really weird names. And I was like, they're not even like, it's not even like Maria and Constantine or those kind of things. It's just like bizarre. And they weren't Indian names either. I can appreciate like a Xochitl or stuff like that. It's just like a weird, it's very strange names. I couldn't, uh, but everyone's different, different cultures and stuff. Okay. Let's see here. I mean, my name. Let's see here, good. But I'm one of the few ones. Guys in Venezuela Christians. Yeah. Your name is a little strange, but yeah. But I am a few ones. Yeah, guys in Venezuela Christian names. They do. They do have his names. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the names too. They're like, oh, man, I could tell you tomorrow if I think I can go back into my journals and look at my books and stuff. But they're like really weird names. But it's okay. Good people. Oh my gosh, I love Venezuelans. I just love people, and I love people who lived in South American people, and just they're my peeps, man. They're my homies. Oh, you gotta go. Yeah, go to bed, dude. It's been nice to meet you, Melchi. Have a good night, dude. It's late. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me for a while, buddy. All right. What do you know? Wait, hey, before you go, what did you type? Did you type something or it just showed up? I'm curious, like if you said like a key word that I'd be able to know. Let me know if you before you go, unless you already left. Tell me if you typed something or if I just showed up in your like front page or whatever. Because I want to know what you typed. You were just browsing, huh? Okay, cool. Okay, that works. Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for subscribing and checking all the other stuff. I think you'll get some good information out of some of that stuff. So cool. Right on. Have a good night, buddy. Every now and then. See ya. Bye, bud. All right. Peace. I like that. Peace. Peace, brother. Hermano. Compadre. Compañero. What a good guy. What a good guy Melchi is. Hey, what's up, Chase? You up at bat? Are you the next caller here? We got our callers coming in here. This is midnight comic book making. We're inking today this little scene in a craft fair, little craft show in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1984. Good to meet you, Chase. Where are you from, Chase? With a name like Chase, I'm assuming you're probably American. Maybe not. You could be from other places. There we go. Okay. Arizona. Oh, right on. My brother just moved out to Arizona just like last year. I was there in the summer, which probably wasn't the smartest thing because of the pandemic and all, but I just had to go see my mom and him, and so we kind of rolled the dice. Probably wouldn't do it right now again, but yeah, he's out there by Surprise. So he's if you know Surprise, he's out there by what do you call it? Uh, Phoenix, but I like Chandler, Gilbert, all those little Mesa. I like all those little places. I really like Flagstaff too, and then Sedona. I loved Sedona. I drove through there and made some trips last year. Really had a great time. There's some nice places there in Arizona. You got some nice like places to go camping, stuff like that. Some outdoor stuff. I'm an outdoorsy guy, so I really appreciated that stuff. It's kind of cool. I'm a fan. Is it I guess the weather's probably great right now in Arizona, I would assume. It's probably good weather. Does that work? That works. Actually, that looks pretty good. Sometimes when you work on these things, though, this is big, right? And so what's going to happen is when I shrink this down, some of these details are going to get lost. So I got to be careful when you're doing this stuff. You got to be careful, or else you're just not going to. None of this is going to read. So I got to like be wary of that. That's a skill to know the balance between what reads and what doesn't when you working at a certain scale. So, Chase, what's some of your favorite comics? Or we could talk about something else. We don't even have to talk about comics, dude. We could talk about politics for all I care. I don't care what. Or I don't talk at all. That's another option. I can just sit here and ink and listen to music while you watch me. That's another option too. Some people don't like to interact, so I don't want to force. I don't want to force anybody here. We're all here on our free will and choice. I don't want to be up in people's faces, making people do stuff. I work on the Strathmore series Bristol board. Ah, yeah, I do too. This is, so let me show you what I got. This is Deleter. So I started using this Deleter page. I really like. I love image books and manga. Yeah. Well, if you like a manga, that's what this is. This is Deleter. This is A size. So this is their like manga size paper, which is like 9 by 14 or something like that. But I normally use over there, which my camera can't pick up, over yonder, is a stack of Strapmorth, and that's what I usually do the Americans size, which is 11 by 17. This is a little smaller. It's thin. I don't really care for the weight. I wish the weight was thicker. I went smaller because I felt like maybe if I made it a little smaller, it would help speed things up. I don't really know if it does. I'm going to go ahead and say it doesn't really make a difference. It's very negligible as far as like, because the paper's smaller, you can like get more done in theory, less lines, but it is what it is. But it was cheaper, so price point wise, it's a good bargain. But I'll probably go back to the 11 by 17 for the next pages I do. I just feel like it's probably better for me. But yeah, I like manga. I'm really getting into manga the last like I say year and a half, 2 years. I really started getting into like Junji Ito, Monster, Planetes, Lone Wolf and Cub, of course. I got a bunch of stuff over there that Death Note, all those probably the more popular ones. My favorites would be Planetes and Monster. Those are my two like big faves. Big fans of those. More the cerebral stuff, and I really like Death Note. I thought that was pretty fun. So I like the mangas. I like the manga business. And Image is great. Image is a great company. I pitched my book Prime Missouri to them, and if it wasn't a Western, they probably would have picked it up. But they were like, well, sorry, brother. Westerns don't sell good for us or anybody. And I was like, this was before Sixth Gun. I think Sixth Gun actually was coming out about the same time as my book. But But even Six Gun, well, no, I think that did really well, but I don't really know the sales numbers of that book. I do hate this pencil. I hate this so much sometimes. It drives me batty. I don't know why I use it. It just like, it cuts at the paper all the time. I'm just not good at it, but I'm doing it, so F it. You gotta hold it just a certain way or else it's just gonna jack you up. Instead of comics, I use it to make it. Wait, hang on. Let me go back this. I have a ton of deleter paper for when I thought I needed it. Okay. You had that deleter paper, yeah, for when you thought it, yeah. Use it for different stuff. Yeah, it's good for just like scrap paper too. I mean, it's like and look, it takes the ink pretty well. I'm not having a problem with like it like bleeding through. A couple of spots, I guess, there, but it does a pretty good job. But as far as like working on boards and stuff, it's better to use like thicker stuff. I would actually like a thicker board than the Stratmore. And there is like a gosh, what is the name of the company? There's another like company that does paper. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head. That I know a lot of guys use. It starts with the E, I think, the name. It's expensive though. It's more expensive than the Stratmore. But I just use Stratmore because it's like good enough. But what do you like to ink with? Do you ink with tech pens? Do you ink with brush? Do you use these kind of crow quill hunts? What do you like to ink with? I'm using this right now, but I use a lot of brush. Not this page, but the next page I'm gonna do some brush, and I use tech pen sometimes, but I usually like to use something like this. It depends on what it is, right? Okay. I'm not good at feeder shoes, but I'm trying my best, everybody. Trying my best. Yeah, what's up with that line? It's just super scratchy. Maybe I should go to the other pen. I might have to do that. I don't know. It's annoying me. I use a mix between nibs and microns. I don't have a crow quill, but I do have a brush that is. Yeah. Yeah, the Pentel pocket brush. You know what? I like the Pentel pocket brush. These are nice too. I would recommend pick up one of these little guys. These are the Pentel stylos, called Stylo, and it's got a nib that's a little flexy. It's not like a fountain pen flex, but it does have a little flex. Maybe I'll use a little bit of it in a minute to show you. But these are actually pretty nice. Here, let me I'm try to sell this on you. So it's just a nice little, line, and then you can get a little. You can put a little bit of Although this is kind of wearing out. I need to get another one, but you can kind of, you get a little bit of variation there, you can. So I like it. Um, I use this one pretty often. The only problem with it is it's not super dark. Whereas like when I'm using ink, and I use usually the PH Martin Black Star, it's just dark as crud. So I like that a lot. So to me, if it ain't black, it's whack. So I gotta have that blackness, baby. That's just the way that's just how I roll. I gotta have the dark, that chocolate. So okay, it is what it is. It just cuts this paper. It drives me batty. Okay. Okay. Have you been to the Arizona comic convention? There's a couple. The Amazing Arizona. There's a couple of those. I think there was two, or maybe just Amazing Arizona, and then there was the Phoenix. I used to. I went to the Phoenix as a vendor. I've been to both Amazing Arizona and Phoenix. I really enjoyed them. I thought Phoenix Comic Con was wonderful. This was years ago. This like maybe 4 years ago. I thought it was a great convention. I really did. I thought it was really good. So I was a freaking fan of that show. I thought it was better than Comic Con, straight up. It's in San Diego. I thought that one was. Yeah. Oh, and okay. Yeah. So that was after I did. I did hear it changed a little bit, but I thought it was freaking brilliant. When I went, I probably went like 16 or 17, but I thought it was great. And then I liked Amazing. I think Amazing Arizona was like in like December or something like that. It's kind of a little bit of a weird time. I think maybe I'm getting mixed up. But yeah, I thought it was a great con. Really nice. Just everyone was really nice there. I like the organizers. They were pretty cool. Okay. Let's do these little happy trees here. Happy little leaves for a second. I changed into the G pin, the G nib here that I like a lot. So this is like the one I use the most. I don't really like that little Hunt guy at all. I only use it because it's small and this is kind of thick and big, but I like this one a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked about this. This is yeah. Agreed. Yeah, the G is my favorite. It's like, and I think it's like kind of like the a lot of mangakas like go to is the G. Um, so I like it a lot. I just feel like it's what I need, and I guess this is maybe that camera's not really working for you guys. I just thought about it. It's a little too close, maybe. Let me bring this out a little bit. It's like it's hard. It's always hard to like get the camera set up right because I'm kind of moving around on the paper in different places, and so I'm trying to like. Okay, that's good. That's good enough. That kind of conveys what we want to convey, which is this is a tree. And sometimes that's all we need. We just need is like, do you get that's a tree? Answer yes. Okay, done. Mission accomplished. Move on. Do something else now. Okay, I'm gonna probably need to. I have to switch it over to a different one for this a little bit, but I'll just do this a little bit right here. And we'll do Jessica. Okay. Okay. And then we're gonna do something here. Now that I did the tree, now I can finish up this little bits here. Let me Hey there, Damien. How you doing? Damien, meet Chase Bishop, Mr. Bishop. Mr. Bishop, meet Sleepy Reader. Sleepy Reader 666. He's not a devil worshiper. He's actually a wonderful man that we think the world of. And he's from Portland, Oregon. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't be telling him all your personal stuff. I might get into, we're getting into like some kind of a recovery meeting now suddenly. But anyway, every now and then we get some guys that come in that are the locals, the true, tried and true, the stalwart. If you come here, if for some reason you saw the title of this video and you saw the thumbnail and you're like, I'm going to click on this, then that means you're a rare individual that clearly likes good things in comics, and you might have something wrong with you. I don't know. I don't know. That's debatable, but you're definitely you're a good guy in my book. There's actually a lot of guys out there who do this kind of like drawing, on their channels. I definitely am not the only one. There's tons. Okay. That works. I think it's working. I don't know. I think in theory it works. Okay. Okay, now that the Dookie birds are there, let's do this back part here, and then we're getting actually. I'm feeling very positive right now. I feel like we're getting things moving freaking forward. So this is good. Yeah, we put a lot of stuff. So last night I finished one of the panels that I worked on, and then tonight we did all this. This is like kind of a big scene, kind of a overshot, and then here we've got like they're at this craft fair, right? So that's 1984, Little Rock, Arkansas. Mother and son go to a craft fair, to see all the little like tchotchkes and stuff that people make. It's like a swap meet kind of thing, and so in this scene, so yeah, we're just drawing out this. It's kind of fun. I listen to many different people in terms of comic art, essays on storytelling, and comic stories to get as much knowledge as I can when I work on my own comics. That is, yeah. So when you're drawing or working on your book, are you listening to people talk at that time? Then I mean, you listening to that stuff. Like I used to listen to sometimes like Cartoonist Kayfabe. I used to listen to them, and then I listened to the Draftsman podcast. There's a couple things, but I usually don't do it while I'm drawing or doing stuff. Honestly, I'm doing the music now. And I got that from Chaikin, because that's what Chaikin does. He listens to jazz all day. And so I kind of got into like listening to music while I work. But like on my off time when I'm not drawing, I will listen to those guys and listen to like, people talk about the industry or the business and the art of storytelling. But I usually don't do it while I'm drawing, because then I get distracted. I'm just like, I'm not like concentrating, and I'm like, I can't do both. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I was a big fan of Cartoons Kayfabe, and I like those guys. I kind of stopped because I don't know why I stopped. Well, one of it was they were putting out too much stuff, and you're talking to the guy who puts out a lot of stuff too. I'm putting out like 4 or 5 videos a week, but I feel like they were putting out like multiple videos in one day. And if you put out 2, 3 videos in one damn day, I'm just like, I can't do that. And then I get like, I just kind of like, I don't know. And then sometimes I really like Jim Rugg. I think he's a sweetheart. Sometimes personality of Ed is a little much for me. But I'm sure he's a great guy, and I'm sure if I knew him, we'd be buddies and blah blah blah. But you just gotta pick who you want to spend time with, so to speak, and that's that. That's all I'll say about that. But yeah, but they definitely have some great content. I like the Draftsman podcast. They have a YouTube. They're more illustration art though. But I mean that's what. Guess what? Comics is illustration. So just deal with that. I like them a lot. I like the is like our drawing out the drawing hour. What are those guys called? It was like it's like drink and draw with like Quesada and a couple of those guys. I like that one a lot. Like Dave Johnson. I like that one. That's about it, actually. I don't listen. I'm just too busy doing my own, I don't listen to that. But I used to all the time, especially when I worked in an office. Hey, Hans is here. We got a quorum now. We've got Sleepy Reader, we've got Chase Bishop, and now we've got Hans from Sweden. We got a quorum. We got a freaking group now. We got a posse. Let's go hit the club. Oh gosh, it's funny. Okay, this is getting close. I feel like we're getting there. Okay. I was telling, we really need to figure out some technology where we can have voice chat because it's great that you guys can chat and like type, but wouldn't it be rad if we could figure out a freaking way to do something like this, but people could like talk if they wanted to and just like say something? I don't know why on earth we don't have that. Why don't we have a feature like, cause not even like Twitch does that. Like, have a thing where people can call in, like, and call in and chat and freaking talk some shit or whatever. I just don't know why we don't have that. Do we need to find a programmer and design that? What's the deal? It's like, come on. Just maybe it's it's like maybe it'd just be too damn chaotic just having random people roll up and be like loud and abusive or whatever, but I don't know. I think it'd be freaking fun. That'd be cool. Okay. We got a problem. Hang on. I gotta make sure I do this right. Okay, that line's right. Is this wet? I always do this, Salazar. No, I think I'm okay. Okay, I'm gonna Pete Bird. What's that? Pete Beard illustration channel of old artists. Check out. Ooh. Okay. I'll check that out. Pete, I'm going to look it up right now. Pete Beard illustration. Okay, let me look it up. Let me just type this real quick. Hopefully I'm not going to mess up my thing here. Right here, Pete Beard. I'm going to hit YouTube. Hang on. I'm screwing this all up. I can't write with my other hand. Okay. Pete Beard portfolio. What is this business? Let me check this out. So he's got a little channel here. Yeah, let's look at this for a sec. Let me look at what's going on here. Oh, history of French illustration. They got Barbarella on here. What the hell is this? This looks kind of cool. This looks pretty cool. Art of Life. Okay. I'm feeling this. Yeah. Hey, thanks, man. Good find there, Hans. As always, you bring in... Oh, Arthur Rectum. Yeah, there's some good stuff in here. Yeah. Okay. I'm down. I'm down with homie. I'm going to have to look him up. Yeah, he's got some good stuff. He's got a lot of freaking videos. A lot of it's a while back, though. Yeah. Cool. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Yeah, he's been in this for a while. Cool. Thanks, homie. I love the old masters. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? That's why you got to study Prince Valiant, like on that video I did last week, right? You got to study Prince Valiant, man. Okay, I got to do this Dookie Bird sign business. So let me do that real quick. How do I want to do it? I don't know. Just gonna do it in my pen. I can always digitally do this again if I don't like this. Yeah, good. You're a good digger, dude. Be a digger. I like that. Okay. Here we go. I think that's okay. For now. I mean, it'll be nice to see how it looks colored, because that's really going to add a lot of stuff to it. Oh, I got to do the stars for these Confederate flags too. So let me, I guess I'll do that. I don't want to do it, but I better do it. Let me grab my other brush for that. I gotta see how they're pointed. I think there's like a certain way that they're pointed too. Let me figure that out real quick. And then I said I was gonna, whoa. Sorry about that, just knocking stuff around. Let me see here. Let me see if I can get the Confederate flag here. Confederate flag, Confederate flag. Because let me tell you, in the South, in the 80s, you saw the Confederate flag. that was like part of it. So I grew up there with the flag not really being a racist symbol. At least we didn't really connect that. It was just a symbol of the freaking state and the place and the culture and stuff. Now you could say, well, the culture is freaking racist, and so I'm not going to argue with that. But it is what it is. I'm not going to argue for it, against it. I don't feel like it, but it is what it is. You know. But in the 80s, you saw it everywhere. You probably still do. It's not like it's going anywhere necessarily, but I don't know. I tell you, though, it was a different world over there. That's how my family felt about it. I was the only one born in Arizona while they were from Virginia. Yeah, Chase. Yeah, so you know the deal. So, yeah, it's just like, you know, it wasn't really, at least for white people, it wasn't really necessary, I don't think, seen as like a racist thing, but, you know, who knows? You know, a couple bad jackasses ruin it, right, for everybody. It's like, you know, the swastika reversed was a symbol of peace and harmony in India, right? But some knucklehead flips it around and turns it into a symbol of Holocaust and stuff. So, you know, same thing. It's like some freaking knuckleheads can use something like this and really like use it as a banner to gather their little propaganda. And then no longer it's like about history. It's about like, you know, slavery and what have you. So I don't know, dude. I just make comics and I talk my shit like everybody else. I don't know much. You just know what you know, right? From your history. I can only go by my history. So was made a hate sign just to prove how stupid the media is. Really? This here? That's okay? Oh, isn't that a British thing? This means, or is it this? Hang on. There is a thing. No, wait a minute, hang on. Oh, it's this, right? Yeah. This is like Italian for FU, right? If you go like this, that's okay. But then if you go like this, that's bad. I don't know. I don't know all my cool, like, offending symbols. I don't remember. I don't know all that. I don't spend that much time on that. I feel like I need to brush up on my how to offend people with your fingers in 100 ways or something. Okay. It's supposed to be white power, really. It's now supposed to, the way this means white power? What? Your joke. This means white power. No way. No way. I gotta look that up right now. Okay, I'm gonna put okay symbol. See what Google gives me. Okay symbol meaning white power. I refuse that. I refuse for that to be white power. I refuse. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Because of this. White W, and this is P for power. Are you kidding me? Okay, I gotta change the name of this video and title this video like Mind Blown Learning Things About Symbols. The OK symbol is now listed as a hit. What? Are you serious? The Anti-Defamation League says the gesture was traditionally signals as well as been hijacked by white power movement. What? No way. I don't believe it. Okay, everything's okay. Well, I never really do that. I'm never like, hey, how's it going? I'm okay. I never really do that, but I want to be able to. Hang on. A Civil Rights Anti-Defamation League, the Civil Rights added 36 symbols. Oh, they added 36 symbols of hate on display database, including Oh my Lord. Yeah, I can't. I have to. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't handle that on a fundamental basis. Why do other people get to determine what I think a symbol is? Don't we all get to put our own like stank on it? Why do they get to choose what it means now? Why do they get to change that up? I don't want to believe. I don't have that world. Here's the article I just put. They like to sneak it into photos as a secret. Okay, wow. Wow. It starts a joke. Wow. Fascinating. I don't know what to think, dude. It's just so ridiculous. Everything's ridiculous, dude. I don't know what to say, man. It is what it is, I guess. We just gotta freaking make comic books and enjoy what we enjoy. Okay, this is. Yeah, forget that, man. I don't believe in that. Okay, this is actually it's not done. There's a couple things that need to get fixed actually, and I need to put some. I need to spot my blacks in. What time is it? Yeah, we might have to call this. I think. Let me think about this. Yeah, I need to. So I'm just gonna spot some blacks. I need to like kind of lay down my drop shadows here. My light's coming here, so I gotta do all the drop shadows everywhere and really kind of put this going. I might even put some up here as well. Although I might do this panel, I might just use color to do my shadows. But this one I do want to put some blacks in. So I got to do that, and then what's next here? Let me see what's next. I'm gonna go on the next page, which is yeah, it's this page here. This will be pretty simple because this will be a brush. I'll do brush with this. These are kind of close up, so I'll be able to whip this out probably in like in 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. I can do this whole thing because this will just be using my brushes, which you know you can ink pretty quick with those guys. So I'll probably do that tomorrow, and then we'll be getting close to this whole freaking scene. 5-page scene is done, and then I think next is the Hell on Earth one, which is the this damn dream sequence I'm doing with the Darwin Cook. Those 4 pages, so that's the one I got to redraw half of it. But okay, so I think we're done for the night. We did about almost 2 hours, which is I know I'm kind of early for some of you guys, but I'm gonna wind down a bit. A little winding down. And so thank you all very much for checking me out. Hey, I got some eBay auctions that end tomorrow. So if you want me to ship you stuff, I'm selling comics, art, records, all kinds of crazy crap. So check out the eBay link. Check out all that stuff and just have a good night. Have a good day. Stay safe. Okay, no, man, I shouldn't do that. Okay, I won't do okay. What do I do? I'll just do thumbs up. Is thumbs ups okay? I don't know. It's gonna be something now. Yeah, black spotting is a whole freaking thing. You just got to really think about your light source constantly and how is it hitting everything. But yeah, it's a tricky business. But thanks a lot for watching, and we'll do more later tomorrow. Oh, before I go, let me pitch you tomorrow. Not only are my eBay auctions ending, but more importantly, or maybe less importantly, Federico Fellini's 8.5. I'm talking about it. I love 8.5. It's considered probably it's definitely his most famous book, famous story. Maybe not the best, but if you haven't seen 8.5, the video's pretty cool I've made. So if you have seen it, definitely watch it. So if you want some foreign film nerdy stuff, that's tomorrow. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one, and we're going to call it. Appreciate it again. Thank you.